Good morning, Thailand. My name is Alex, and I have some updates from around the land of smiles for you today, this beautiful Wednesday, February 21st. We're going to get started with our first story today, and that's that a roadside rendezvous between an unsuspecting John and his would-be date has made the news. Let's get into this. So, in Udon Thani, Thailand, a dispute erupted when Makin, a 38-year-old man, accused Gig, a 36-year-old woman, of stealing 10,000 baht from him after a brief encounter that included drinking, sex, and dinner. The altercation became public when motorists observed Makin chasing Gig on the Friendship Highway, prompting police intervention. Makin claimed the money was stolen after their consensual encounter, which started at a bus stop and included a visit to a hotel and a barbecue restaurant. Gig, however, insisted the money was her savings. After police found 6,000 baht neatly stored in Gig's piggy bank, they mediated the situation by having Gig return the cash to Makin, who then agreed to drop the charges and relinquish any further claims, resolving the dispute amicably. All right, this is a little funny. Yeah, I think it's all right. Obviously, prostitution not legal here in Thailand, so that is definitely something that is held in a gray area here all the time. Men maybe are unsuspecting that this woman who is showing interest and advancements are actually after your money. So this needs to be, if it's going to be transactional, it needs to be known ahead of time. So this dispute led to a chase down a highway and police mediation. Seems like everything's okay in the end, but it's a cautionary tale. All right, if that woman's showing a little bit too much interest in you, make sure that you have an understanding of what the arrangement is. All right, anyways, on to our next story. So, revenge porn. It's a very serious issue, and it has reared its ugly head once again here in Thailand. So a 19-year-old woman, referred to only as A, sought assistance from the nonprofit organization B1 after the police did not pursue charges against her ex-boyfriend, Sergeant Apisit, who had secretly recorded and distributed explicit videos of her online. A discovered the breach after her friends found the videos on multiple platforms, showcasing her identity and causing her significant distress and embarrassment. Despite Apisit's admission of sharing the videos on Twitter and his offer of monetary compensation, A sought accountability rather than money. Her complaint to the police station led to a recommendation for settlement, which she refused due to concerns over Apisit's military status potentially influencing the case. Turning to B1 for support, her case was escalated to the Ministry of Defense, prompting an investigation. The Royal Thai Army announced that Apisit's confessed, facing a 45-day detention and potential expulsion, with assurances of justice and cooperation in the ongoing legal proceedings. Terrifying stuff. I mean, it sucks, right? Like, you put yourself out there, you make intimate messages and connections with people, assuming that these are going to be private and not going to be made for everybody to see. It's very embarrassing, very shaming, and it's very refreshing to see that this woman is being brave and trying to press charges rather than just seek financial settlement. I mean, this guy posted this stuff online, probably making money off of it. So whatever whatever money she would be getting back from that might just be a chunk of his change that he already made. So good on her for seeking accountability, and I guess we'll see what the punishment will be meted out for him. Hopefully he will learn his lesson and this will not happen again. All right, on to our next story. So, tragedy strikes as a young boy has fallen victim to drowning in a dangerous whirlpool along the Mekong River. So, a 10-year-old boy known as Virawat tragically lost his life after being caught in a whirlpool on the banks of the Mekong River on Uban Ratchathani Kemarat district, with his body discovered last Saturday, February 17th, 3 days following the incident. Despite his grandfather Paibun's effort to save Virawat and his sister Varanya during their visit to a popular local spot for cooling off, only Varanya was rescued. Following this incident and similar previous occurrences, local officials led by District Clerk Amnat Chanklai are implementing safety measures to prevent further tragedies. These include erecting warning signs, prohibiting swimming in dangerous areas, deploying volunteers to supervise water activities, and installing safety equipment like life buoys and barriers, especially as the hot season attracts more visitors to the riverbank. devastating. This is such a sad story, and it just reminds me of when I was a kid going and cooling off in rivers in Florida. This is just a normal, everyday occurrence, and apparently whirlpool was generated from some quicksand-like sinkhole activity under the river, sucked the boy in. The grandfather was fortunately able to rescue the sister, but unfortunately, young Virawat was only found 3 days after the incident. So please be careful. If you have young children and you're taking them even into a river where you think it can be lazy and the currents aren't so strong, that can change in a heartbeat. So make sure that you're monitoring them very closely and adhering to safety guidelines. Hopefully, with these new warning implementations coming into play, this won't happen again. All right, another harrowing story. So a woman has gone missing following a dispute with her partner. So after an argument with her husband, Kun Sirichai, in their car at 3 a.m. on Sunday, 27-year-old woman known as Kun Chonlada went missing, with her last known location indicated by GPS in the Chachoengsao province. Following her disappearance, friends took to social media to seek information, highlighting Chonlada's sudden break in social media activity since the incident. The argument occurred after the couple, along with their daughter, were returning home from Sirichai's birthday celebration. Sirichai admitted to physically assaulting Chonlada during the argument, an action he confessed to in a missing persons complaint filed at the Pakrat police station. This wasn't the first incident of Chonlada running away after arguments, which had previously involved physical assaults by Sirichai. Chonlada's mother expressed distrust in Sirichai, especially after learning about repeated instances of violence against her daughter. Despite efforts and public pleas for information, Chonlada remains missing with no new updates from the police on her case. Terrifying stuff, especially when there are children involved. Physical violence between partners is never acceptable, but with children in the car, it's especially grievous, I think. So hopefully this woman can be found, and hopefully this guy can be brought to justice so that no more acts of violence can be perpetrated against people that are close to him. If you do see something, say something, please. People need support in those domestic violence situations, and yeah, tragedy can strike. All right, I've had enough of the downers today. We're going to move on to some more fun stories to cap off our Wednesday and lead us into the rest of the week with a little bit more sunshine. All right, so graffiti. It has a very important history here in the land of smiles. However, its environmental impact has made the center stage. Let's see what people are doing about it. Now, the Thai graffiti scene presents a unique fusion of creativity and environmental responsibility, showcasing how street art transcends mere aesthetic appeal to embrace sustainable practices. Central to this movement is a commitment to the eco-friendly art, highlighted through initiatives like workshops on environmental issues and the adoption of green art materials. Despite facing challenges such as vandalism and the defacement of public property, the resilience and innovation of Thai graffiti artists shine through. They are not only pushing the boundaries of artistic expression, but also promoting environmental awareness. For instance, venues like Fab Cafe and the Thailand Creative and Design Center, TCDC, in Samut Prakan province are pivotal in nurturing the creative industries while emphasizing sustainability. This approach extends to combating the negative impacts of graffiti through community cleanup initiatives and government policies aimed at preserving urban aesthetics and ecosystems. Moreover, the interplay of traditional Thai art influences and the impact on tourism reflects a complex narrative of appreciation and scrutiny. Through environmentally conscious efforts like the use of pollutant-absorbing ecosphere paint, the Thai graffiti scene is redefining the relationship between art, community, and environment, making a significant step towards sustainable urban living. I love graffiti. There, I said it. Of course, sometimes it can be an eyesore. Sometimes it's defacing properties that do not need to be painted. But so many times there are sort of old, urban, decayed, dilapidated area that are brought new life with a little bit of creative, elbow grease. So I think it's really cool. I love the Thai graffiti scene. This is something left over from me when I lived in China. You can't find graffiti there. There's no such thing as graffiti in China. So for me, it's an important creative expression. Of course, it's largely an underground scene. However, there's many places that are allocated for graffiti artists to come and, showcase their offerings. So I recommend supporting the scene. If you want to see some cool stuff, go down to Chinatown. Really cool graffiti art all over the place. Really all over Bangkok, you can find cool stuff. So I think this is cool, and making sure that, the environmental awareness, education is a part of this is important too. So good on the Thai graffiti artists. All right, now for our final story. South Korea, Thailand, one of the most important relationships in East Asia. Well, they are both flexing their soft power with each other to try and attract more cooperation. That's right. So South Korean ambassador to Thailand, Park Yong-min, emphasized his country's commitment to bolstering bilateral relations and economic cooperation within Thailand, despite recent controversies over the alleged mistreatment of Thai travelers by South Korean immigration officials. In an interview with the Bangkok Post, Park highlighted the historical solidarity between the two nations, stating that Thailand's support during the Korean War, leading up to the 65th anniversary of formal diplomatic ties celebrated last year. He outlined South Korea's support for the Mekong sub-region and plans to double the annual contribution to the Korean Mekong Cooperation Fund to $10 million by 2027, along with joining the Mekong River Commission as a development partner. Park credited government support in the 1990s for South Korea's success in cultural arts, which significantly contributed to the country's soft power. He assured the efforts to address the hashtag Ban Korea controversy through increased Thai interpreters and improved cultural sensitivity training for immigration officials. Park also expressed the need for collaboration to reduce illegal Thai workers in South Korea, emphasizing that it distorts the labor market and undermines the rule of law. All right, so in any sort of bilateral relationship, there's going to be people like overstaying visas and blah, blah, blah. But this has been an issue in South Korea with Thai influencers and important people coming from Thailand to South Korea and being detained by immigration. Like, guys, look, here's my 1 million followers. I'm here to take some pictures of your beautiful country and share it with them. And they've ended up detained overnight at South Korean immigration. So, yeah, that is an issue. And that is discouraging for any Thai people who do want to go up to South Korea. Leading to that trending hashtag, Ban Korea. I think that will be a short-lived sentiment. Obviously, Thai people love consuming Korean culture, between K-pop, Korean food, K-dramas, all of that stuff. And Korean people sure love coming to Thailand and enjoying our lovely weather. So I think this relationship is going to be fruitful in the future, despite its hiccups and speed bumps along the way. All right, well, that'll do it for the news for today. I hope you guys have a wonderful Wednesday. We'll be back tomorrow with our members on Thursday, and we'll be back with all of our subscribers on Friday. Until then, check out thetiger.com for more news updates.